trying to walk away from myself. I couldn't believe I fell for this deal. But I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll give my buddies a call. Maybe they can shine some light on this whole situation. Then I realized there was nobody I wanted to share this information with. So I thought, okay, the only thing that I can do under this kind of stress, the only thing that anybody can do under this kind of stress is just lay down, go to sleep, forget about the whole thing. Just drift out of your body. Time to go see me. 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 But I had so many thoughts racing through my head, I couldn't sleep. Besides, it was only 6 o'clock in the evening. I know what I'll do. I'll go pray. That's what I'll do. I'll go pray. God, please, you gotta get me out of this. God, please. I thought we had a deal, God. I thought you were gonna help me stop selling cocaine.
I did.
And I realized, whenever you pray to God, always make sure that you're very, very specific! And it dawned on me. Tonight I was invited to attend an advanced, exclusive, improvisational class taught by this guru named Del Close. Now, Del was an alumni of the Second City Theater. He was the most respected improvisational teacher in Chicago, if not the entire world. He had befriended the old beat poets like Allen Ginsberg, William S. Burroughs, and Jack Kerouac. He had taught all the great comedic minds that ever came out of Chicago, like Bill Murray, Mike Myers, Chris Farley, and my personal hero, the man that I so wanted to become, John Belushi. So I knew there was only one thing I could do, and that was to pull my bootstraps up and get my ass down to the theater. Oh my God.
Did everybody pay? Get that damn dog out of here. Good evening, and welcome. My name is Del Close, and I thought that rather than having a class per se this evening, we could all partake in an experiment using gads, or archetypes, if you will. You see, there are an infinite amount of archetypes for you all to choose from, and they all reside in your subconscious minds. And they can be summoned by any one of you as a tool or guide for any aspect of your life, including an improvisational scene. Now, if, for example, you were to choose the god Hermes, the winged-footed messenger of the gods, you may choose to perform the said scene in a very swift, logical, detached cerebral fashion. For you see, Hermes held the caduceus, which allowed him to transcend the earth plane, the heavenly plane, and all the interdimensional planes in between, delivering messages of all different colors, tones, alphabets, and languages. You see, he was very busy. Which reminds me of a time back in 1975 when I was directing Saturday Night Live, and John Belushi and I had spent the entire evening in my Greenwich Village apartment snorting cocaine and shooting heroin. When, out of nowhere, Belushi had decided to depart, thus leaving me alone, trying to decide whether I should smoke another cigarette or not. Now, I recall summoning at least 1,500 of my own various archetypes on the matter at hand. I remember that the tally came to something like 750 against having another cigarette, and 750 in favor of smoking another cigarette. It was truly quite perplexing at the time. I then noticed that John had left his sunglasses behind. So, I picked them up and placed them on. In doing so, I became completely enveloped in John Belushi's god essence and or archetype, who incidentally influenced me to go ahead and light up another cigarette. After my use of Prometheus to get a fire, Belushi came barreling in from the door to retrieve his shades. So there I was, stoned out of my mind, smoking, completely enveloped in John Belushi's god essence and or archetype, looking through the eyes of John Belushi at John Belushi. While John Belushi is looking back at me, time, as we knew it, came to a complete and abrupt halt. Just then, from behind Belushi's right shoulder appeared the snake-haired Medusa. I had to turn away, for I did not want to turn to stone. Then a fireball came blazing past my head from Apollo. I had to look up, and there was the Cyclops staring at me with that insidious eye. I wanted to poke it out, but I had nothing to poke it with. The Spartan children had all assembled with their diapers on and daggers in hand, marching towards me. Just then, Belushi had flipped upside down, assuming the posture of the 12th major arcane of the Tarot, the hanged man. He was in a complete state of suspended consciousness, or samadhi. I did not want to be hanging from the gallows pole. I didn't want to be drawn in that insidious river. I wanted to be cut down. The sirens were wailing, "Dear gods, why have you forsaken me?" It was truly quite bizarre at the time. Speaking of which, unfortunately, we have run out of time. Perhaps next week we can try this technique on stage, rather than in your minds. So that is all for this evening. Oh, other than if any one of you have any drugs, preferably of the smoking nature, such as marijuana or hashish, I would truly love to give myself up to the goddess that is my Jones. If anyone could answer this supplication positively, I would strongly suggest that you stay behind. The rest of you, I will see you next Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Bye.
I really wanted to stay behind and get stoned with Del. I mean, sure, the guy had a little bit of a drug problem, but he was a genius. So I was just standing there wondering what I should do. And it was at that moment that I heard his voice for the first time.
What are you doing? I am Theolucius, the archetype of truth, a reason and the right thing to do. Under no circumstances are you to stay behind and get stoned with that polytheistic freak. You have been busted for 4 ounces of cocaine. Oh my shishina God, now that's a lot, dude. You knew that guy was trying to get you in trouble, but you did not pay attention to your instincts. I have told you 1 million, 1 billion, 1 trillion times before to always ask yourself, what are you doing whenever you're doing something and you're not so sure that what you are doing is what you should be doing. The answer to all questions comes from the listening within. Now it is time to get back to the basics and start paying attention to your instincts, and I will guide you through this entire mess. Remember, do you remember the 21st night of September? Don't forget that all things must pass. And this too, and this too, and this too, and this too shall pass. What are you doing, 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 what are you doing?
I decided to listen to Theolucius and go home with my big black cloud following me all the way. It followed me through the city streets, followed me home to my apartment. It followed me into work every single solitary day. It even followed me into my Second City Training Center class where I was doing so well I got an audition with the Second City National Touring Company. But that big black cloud just kept getting bigger and bigger and darker and darker. It even invaded my dreams, where it would manifest as nightmares. of me crossing the Brooklyn Bridge on the outer girders, and the entire bridge was covered with condensation, and it was very, very slippery. What am I doing up there? Oh my God. I would take a step and slip, almost go falling backwards, but I'd reach out and grab a cable and pull myself back up. Then I would take another step, and I would slip again, reach for the cable, but I would miss it and go falling backwards towards the water, screaming the whole way, oh God, help me God, please, help me! And I'd come slamming back into my body, and I'd wake up in my bed covered in sweat. One of the most disgusting things in that big black cloud kept coming up in the conversations that I was having with the people that were closest to me. Hello? Hello, Ricardo, what are you doing? Oh, hey, Mom. I'm just getting ready to go see the lawyer. And to tell you the truth, Mom, I'm kind of freaking out about this whole prison thing. I mean, you know what they say about guys that go to prison, right, Mom? Well, what are you talking about the prison, Ricardo? Well, Mom, shoot. Can you hold on real quick? I got another call. Thanks. Hello?
Hello, Ricardo. This is your father. Ricardo, I wanted to talk to you because I think we should seriously consider moving to Argentina because you're a political prisoner.
Well, Dad, that may very well be true, Poppy. You see, I just started taking this acting class, and I think I found my niche, Dad. Well, Ricardo, you know they have a very good acting in Argentina. They have very good TV shows, and they have a fantastic cinema. I think we could be a very good actor in Argentina. Well, Dad, it's nothing against Argentina, Pop. It's just I don't want to go anywhere. I'll be looking over my shoulder for the rest of my life. Can you hold on real quick? Thanks. Sorry about that, Mom. Well, what are you talking about the prison, Ricardo? Well, Mom, I'm just... All right, I'm going to tell you. I don't know what I'm going to do if I end up locked up and somebody tries to touch my butt. Well, I don't know why you are worried about this, Ricardo. I used to touch your butt all the time when you were a baby. Oh, Mom, that's not what I'm talking about. Can you hold on, please? Thanks. Sorry about that. But Ricardo, please slow down. This is part of your problem. Do you want me to tell you what is going to happen to you, Ricardo, if you stay here? Okay, Ricardo, you're going to go to court for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I don't know how long you're going to go to court, Ricardo, but this is going to be extremely stressful. And then, Ricardo, you're going to go in front of the judge. And the judge is going to find you guilty. You know he's going to find you guilty, Ricardo? Why? Because you are guilty, Ricardo. You're selling the cocaine! And then you're going to walk out to the courtroom. And I am going to be there too. But the only thing that I am going to be able to do for you then, Ricardo, is just to wave to me. Bye-bye, Ricardo! Take it easy. Write to me if you can. Be careful. And then they're going to put you in the jail, Ricardo, and you're going to sleep in the jail. And the next morning they're going to bring you the breakfast. But the food that they're going to give you, Ricardo, is going to be disgusting. It's not going to be the food that you're used to eating. And then, Ricardo, is going to come a time where this guy is going to come up to you and he's going to say, hey, buddy, how much time do you have? And so on and so forth. And then Ricardo is going to try to fuck you in the ass. He's going to fuck you so hard. You're going to be screaming my name and you will not be able to help you, Ricardo. Kid, please. Don't you worry freaking out about that. Don't you worry even nightmares. Look, I'm going to go see my lawyer. When I get back, I'll make my decision, all right? I got to go. Bye. Sorry about that, Mom. How is my butt, Ricardo? Mom, cut it out. Do me a favor. Don't mention that part of my anatomy in any future conversations from now on, all right? But Ricardo, you don't have to yell at me. I just want to give you some advice, Ricardo. If you end up going to the jail and somebody tries to touch your butt, do you know what you tell that person? You tell them that my butt belongs to my mama! Okay, Bob. Good idea. I will. I gotta get going. Goodbye, Bob.
Yeah, I was just on the horn with this Colombian guy by the name of Rodriguez, and apparently the guy got caught selling 10,000 kilos of cocaine down the Full Street Market area there. You see, what happened was, Rick, is Seven on Your Side had a little videotape surveillance camera on his storefront operation. You know, the Rodriguez grocery store. Anyhow, they got him on videotape unloading a semi-truck with a forklift. And as he's backing this forklift up, the pallet was so damn heavy that it literally tipped over and then BANGO!